How is $100,000 per kilogram caviar produced? What is caviar, and its health benefits? Caviar is brine and unfertilized eggs, that is, it does not contain embryos, and is extracted from certain types of fish, the most important of which is the great sturgeon, and caviar is a delicacy and luxury in many countries of the world. It is sold at very high prices, and the caviar spoils quickly over time, so it must be kept refrigerated constantly, to preserve it. It may need sterilization and pasteurization, and then vacuum packaging, to ship it without being damaged. The types of caviar, its flavor, its taste, and its price differ. This is according to the thickness from which it was extracted, as it is just a type of food with many different types, and its value is estimated according to its color, texture, and flavor. And its price may sometimes reach $100,000. See the video, The Most Expensive Caviar. About 26 species of fish are involved in the production of caviar, and they are all types of sturgeon. As for other fish, such as salmon whose eggs are added on top of sushi, their eggs are not considered caviar, but rather another type of food. Caviar history. It seems that caviar was one of the foods that were eaten by kings and rulers through many historical stages, but in America and during the 19th century, caviar was served as a meal during free meals in some gatherings and on a daily basis, and its distinctive flavor with a salty taste was the reason for its widespread use among a lot of people. The sturgeon, from which caviar is taken, was widely available in the water bodies in the United States of America, which encouraged the German Heinrich in 1873 AD to establish a company through which to export caviar to Europe at high prices, and then other investors followed him, and at the end of the 19th century America has become the largest exporter of it in the world. Caviar production. Russia is one of the most important caviar exporting countries in the world, where large numbers of it are extracted from the waters of the Black and Caspian Seas off the Russian coasts, and from the sturgeon fish from which caviar is extracted, white sturgeon, ostra, and quince, and its color varies between gray and black depending on the species. It is reported that many other fish eggs have several benefits, are sold commercially on a large scale, and their cost is very low compared to it, but it is not real caviar, and examples of which are white salmon eggs. The profits of the legal caviar egg trade all over the world are estimated at $100 million annually, while selling it in the black markets also returns huge sums, and the United States of America alone consumes the largest part of it, as it exports to it 60% of the annual global production of beluga caviar, and this type is the most expensive among all types of caviar. Extracting caviar. Caviar can be prepared by extracting fresh egg clusters from inside the sturgeon fish immediately after catching them, and after obtaining the eggs, they are gently filtered with a sieve, to get rid of the fish tissue or the remnants of fat. Then salt is added to it at a rate ranging between 4–6%, in order to preserve it from spoilage, and to strengthen its original taste. Borax powder may also be added to caviar, as happens in Iran, for example. Fresh caviar must be kept at a temperature ranging from 0 to 7 degrees Celsius, and then exported to all parts of the world, to be sold at high prices. Caviar and health. Caviar has great nutritional value and benefits, which are as follows. Nutritional value of caviar. Caviar is a luxury type of food, so you usually eat only very small amounts of it each time. It is characterized by containing concentrated amounts of some nutrients, the most important of which is cholesterol, as each spoonful of caviar contains 1/3 of the entire recommended daily value of cholesterol, and given the many medical risks when exaggerating the consumption of cholesterol, this food should not be eaten too much. Each tablespoon contains caviar, weighing 15 grams. It contains the following nutrients. Nutrient and nutritional value per 15 grams of caviar. Energy, 40 calories. Protein, 24.3 milligrams. Cholesterol, 93 milligrams. Omega-3 fatty acids, 1.085 grams. Sodium, 238 milligrams. Phosphorus, 58 milligrams. Potassium, 30 milligrams. Calcium, 45 milligrams. Magnesium, 47 milligrams. Vitamin A, 146 international units. Vitamin B2, 3.5 micrograms. Vitamin B12, 3.5 micrograms. Vitamin D, 37 international units. Nutritional benefits of caviar. Dietary advantages of caviar. The advantages of caviar are summed up as an energizer for the blood flow and the heart, and is valuable for both cardiovascular sicknesses. This is on the grounds that it contains high groupings of a few components that benefit the circulatory framework in the human body, the most significant of which are omega-3 unsaturated fats. These acids are unsaturated fats, and it is accepted that they assume a significant part in safeguarding against blood clusters and shielding the supply routes from solidifying, which adds to diminishing the gamble of coronary failures and bringing down pulse. What's more, caviar contains vitamin B12, which is a significant component in building red platelets and assisting the body with eating unsaturated fats, and selenium, which is plentiful in this food, is a cell reinforcement, a defender of body cells from harm, and might be hostile to malignant growth. Caviar incidental effects. In spite of the fact that caviar is plentiful in supplements like nutrients, minerals, and fats, it additionally seems, by all accounts, to be high in sodium, cholesterol, and calories, so it ought not be eaten in enormous amounts. Moderate parts of caviar are suggested, running somewhere in the range of 30 and 50 g for every individual, notwithstanding that it ought to be ceased from for the people who are hypersensitive to it, as eating it can prompt the presence of a rash, or may prompt expanding of the tongue, and pregnant ladies shouldn't take it solely after counseling a specialist. Types of caviar. Caviar can be obtained from sturgeon fish since ancient times, in various types of this fish, which amount to 27 species, but it seems that over time caviar has become taken from other fish such as beluga whales, kaluga, and ostra, and thus its sources varied, and accordingly its types varied, and they are as follows. Beluga caviar, sturgeon. It is a large ancient fish on the surface of the earth. The weight of each of them is approximately 1,360 kilograms, while its length reaches 4.57 m. This type produces a lot of caviar and is mainly found in the Caspian Sea. It is palatable, its color is dark pearly gray, and it is called black caviar. Kaluga caviar, sturgeon. It is a large fish that lives in fresh water, and its caviar is similar to the beluga caviar, as it is soft and has a soft texture, and its flavor has some saltiness, and it has a texture similar to that of butter. Ostra caviar, sturgeon. It is a fish slightly smaller than the beluga caviar. The characteristics of this type of caviar are golden brown, and its weight is lighter than the rest of the species. and it has a natural taste that is not unpleasant. Sevruga caviar. Sturgeon. This type of caviar is taken from three types of sturgeon fish found in the Caspian Sea, namely, Sevruga, sterlet, and Siberian sturgeon. Its characteristics are small, gray, and buttery in flavor and seem to be one of the most sought-after species. American caviar. This type of caviar is taken from three fish, sturgeon, wild.
Clueless news and the event, the latest headlines in health and sports, politics, travel, and more. Get in-depth coverage of national and global issues and celebrity and the world of travel and culture.